Every time the new year starts, there's one phenomenon that is, amazing across the whole universe. And the new year is a good thing because it's a psychological new start. As in, people look forward to the next 300 or so years. They look forward, to forgetting the messes of the past and to starting something afresh and starting something new, that they can see their lives changing and they can see the desires of their hearts coming to the fore. They can see themselves starting something new and stopping old habits and so on and so forth. The new year is basically a phenomenon. And one of the things that they normally do at the new year is to set new year resolutions. In the podcast, I am discussing the importance of statistics, the importance of numbers in life, especially at the individual level, the life of an individual being governed by statistics. And I want us to see one more important aspect of that. So stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
The aspect of mirroring what we see in life is absolutely important. When you see big time organizations do some things, you can mirror what they do on your own individual life and it can actually affect you in a positive way. When you see a big time sports person doing some things, you can mirror that which they do into your own individual lives. In fact, very many coaches will tell you this, that coaching is actually part of getting information from the sports arena, from entrepreneurship and so on, to see how these things, these nuggets can apply in an individual's life to change that life in a positive way, and so on and so forth. And one of the things that we have discussed in these episodes is the aspect of numbers, statistics. These big-time entrepreneurs, big-time sports people, big-time organizations, businesses, and even countries, they govern their lives with numbers. They have numbers that govern their performance and govern their productivity on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a quarterly basis. They actually look at their health and their progress using numbers. And if you remove numbers from the equation, those organizations will go down. And we're saying that it is important for you as an individual to mirror the same thing and take the same thing that you see in big time organizations in terms of what they're doing with numbers, and you impute it in your own life and see where that can take you. In other words, you have your own statistics. You're tracking your own numbers to know how you are doing, where you've come from, how far it is that you've got to go, what was your score yesterday, what should be your score today, in very many aspects of your life. And I discussed that in the previous episodes, in relationships, in business, in finance, in all these things, in your mind and so on. And you find out how your health is doing, what are the numbers in your health. And we're looking at some of the advantages of having numbers in your own individual life. And in the episodes that have passed, let me just do a very quick recap. We've said that if you have numbers in your life, they are going to help you in different ways. Number one, the numbers are going to help you to become intentional. Because if you know that there is a particular number that you've got to fulfill, guess what? You'll be absolutely intentional with your life. But if you do not have numbers, chances are that you'll just be coasting around life, nothing to worry about, no number, nothing is putting you under pressure. But a number will always put you under pressure. A particular number will always put you under pressure. How is that going to happen? It's going to put you under pressure to hit that number. Or if you hit that number yesterday, you're going to be under pressure to at least hit it again today and even make it better. That is how you get inspiration. That is how you get motivation. Numbers will give you inspiration and motivation, and they will help you to become intentional in your life. If you look at any area of your life where there is no intentionality, I don't know if it's in relationships, I don't know if it's in your finances, I don't know if it's in your business. Do you know how you're going to get in motivation? You know how you're going to get intentional? Just get a number. Just get a number. Once that number has been locked into your mind and into your psyche and becomes a target, you become intentional. It goes without saying. And secondly, we say that the numbers are going to help you to stay on purpose. In other words, you can have a very great vision, a very great purpose in your life, but if you do not have any aspect of numbers governing that vision, measures and metrics are not there, you will easily veer off target. You will easily veer off that vision, because there are very many shiny objects in life that they'll want to distract you to do this and to do that. And at the end of the day, by the way, like a friend of mine told me, that drifting is normally the default mode for humans. Intentionality is not. But if you wanted to become intentional and if you wanted to stay on purpose, you have numbers. They are going to guide you to stay on purpose. And today in the podcast, I want us to discuss something that is absolutely important in terms of numbers. And I talked about the New Year resolutions that we normally make. And it's a good thing to have resolutions, because decisions change our destiny. It's Tony Robbins who tells us that it is in our moment of decision making that our destinies are shaped. Destinies are shaped by decision making, even when it comes to deciding what your purpose in life is. If you don't decide, if you don't make the decision to find out what it is, you will not end up finding it. And so resolutions are good, decisions are good, but if those decisions are not connected to numbers, they are not infused with numbers, they are not going to be achieved. So number 3, the numbers, they help you to accelerate your goals. Now remember, we've been talking about resolutions. The moment those resolutions are added numbers onto them, the moment you put numbers into those resolutions, that's the moment they are converted into goals. They become targets. And now those goals and those targets have also to be tracked. And they cannot be tracked without numbers. For example, let's say you have a goal, a financial goal, a financial resolution that I'm going to be worth $1,000 at the end of this year, which is a big number, by the way, at an individual level. It's a good number. I kid you not. It's a good number. Come on. It's a good number. Okay, let's say 10,000. At the end of this year, I'm going to be worth 10,000. My net worth is going to be 10,000. That's a number. That number becomes a goal because it is no longer a resolution. The resolution has the number of 10,000 and it has a number of December at the end of the day. 12 months at the end of the day. Now, the attainment of that goal, the attainment of that resolution is accelerated because a number is onto it. 2 numbers actually. The number of what has to be achieved and the number of by when it is to be achieved. Goals that are not tracked will not become fruitful. They will become like the New Year resolutions. They are normally forgotten by the end of January, or even before January comes. They are always forgotten. And the resolutions are good. Some people have these good resolutions. I want to lose weight, I want to release weight, and they normally have these aspirational words that they normally use. I don't want to say lose, because lose means that it was mine and I'm going to gain it, so I'm going to release weight. Listen, you can use all the terminologies you want to use, but without a number, a daily number, weekly number, monthly number, a yearly number, without a number that governs that department of your life, guess what? It's not going to come to pass. It's going to be forgotten, just like the New Year resolutions. But I do not need to belabor this. It is obvious. In fact, the reason why most of our goals are not yet yielding, it is because we are not faithful in gathering statistics around them. You know, your torso, your pouch, your stomach has a particular number today. And if you do not know what that number is tomorrow or next week, guess what? You will not see it disappear. Numbers being tracked keep you on track. That's a tweetable quote. Numbers being tracked keep you on track in attaining whatever kind of goal you wanted to attain in your life. Goals are good. Resolutions are good. Remove the numbers out of them. Remove the statistics out of them. Guess what? Forget about that goal. Forget about the resolution at the end of the day. And that's why very many New Year resolutions don't come to pass. They don't have two things. They don't have a target, and then they don't have a working statistic, a working number that shows this is how I'm improving, this is where I started, this is where I am in terms of the due date, I have this to go, and so on. But when you do this, you are actually accelerating the attainment of that particular goal. One of the most interesting things I've seen about numbers and goals is this, that when you have a goal in place and you have a number governing it, sometimes the attainment of that goal, that's why I'm saying it accelerates, sometimes the attainment of that goal is faster than you even projected. Because you are having a number governing it on a daily basis or maybe on an occasional basis. You are being governed by a particular number. And so you find that the attainment of that goal is way earlier than you ever thought. You wanted to become, worth $10,000 at the end of a particular period of time. You find that period of time is even half of what you thought. Why? Because your numbers are compelling you on a periodic basis. So we're going to continue discussing, maybe we're going to close this in the next episode, but it just goes without saying that numbers are good for the individual. Until tomorrow when we're discussing something else, bye-bye. A special shout out to my mentor Jeffrey Howard of Visionary Business University, found at mastermindmentor.com, who has graciously provided me with the soundtrack and the introductory track to this podcast. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.